Hi, this is Alessio, Rastani leading trader. Hope you're well, and welcome to this new video on Bitcoin. Now, first of all, before I start this video, I do want to make an apology because this video may come to many of you as a shock. What I'm about to say certainly is going to be different from what I've said in previous videos. So I do want to apologize in advance about the tone of this video because it certainly may come to many people as a shock that I'm saying this. But I think it needs to be said, and I think most of you will agree with me as to why I'm making this video. First of all, I know that the majority of the people who watch my videos, the majority of you, I know that you are sophisticated, intelligent, and smart individuals. And I also know that you're good people because I read your comments and I want to thank you for being my viewer and I want to thank you for being my subscriber. So what I'm about to say does not apply to you or most of you. It applies to a specific small number of people who have the mentality of a child. I'm specifically talking about a certain kind of people who are called the swipe right generation, the swipe right mentality people who think like a child. They have the patience of a child. And by the way, that is not fair to children because I have met plenty of smart, good children, all right? But I'm talking about the kind of people who sit on their phones and they go on, these apps like Tinder. All they do is swipe right, swipe right. And these are people who pretend that they have the patience to hold Bitcoin forever, and yet they don't have the patience to sit through a 5 to 10 minute video. I mean, how pathetic is that? Seriously, I'm talking about these kinds of people, and I think you'll agree with me about who these kinds of people are. These are lazy, pathetic individuals, narcissists, who all they do is sit on their phones. They never read a book because, hey, they don't have the patience to sit through a book and actually learn something and feed their brains, right? And yet they pretend they have the patience to hold Bitcoin forever, but they don't have the patience to actually sit and watch an entire video through to learn the context and to learn the meaning behind that video. So this video I'm making here is specifically for those tiny-minded individuals who did not watch the entire video through to understand its meaning. So let me just begin by educating those folks, and then I'm going to explain to you at the end of this video exactly what I meant in my video that I posted yesterday. And I'm also going to explain the reason why I make these videos and why I do the analysis in the way I do. So what I said in my previous video was that the most likely situation for Bitcoin was a double bottom pattern. Okay, in other words, we formed this bottom here, okay, and now we're coming here to make a second bottom, a double bottom formation, okay. And by the way, as I said in that video, here it is, Bitcoin regains power, here's what it means, was that I was expecting this double bottom pattern here to form, and of course, therefore, as a double bottom formation, we need to see a rally higher to prove our theory. Okay, and what I also said in that video was this, that I do not consider it likely that Bitcoin will break the bottom here and go lower. I did show it, and I'll explain to you exactly why I showed this possibility. But what I said in that video was that while Bitcoin is forming this bottom, this double bottom formation, I did not consider it likely that Bitcoin was going to go below that level. In fact, let me just play that clip for you in my video, just very briefly, just to prove my point. Here it is. If Bitcoin were to suddenly reverse, and if it were to fall back below that market structure, that support level, that would be devastating news for Bitcoin. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. In fact, I don't consider that to be even likely. Now, again, as I mentioned before, that's an if. It's a hypothetical situation, which again, I don't consider to be likely. Okay, so I said if Bitcoin falls below that level, and I said I do not consider it likely, all right? If Bitcoin falls below that level, below the February-April lows, then we can expect significantly lower levels. But I said that I do not expect that, all right? And guess what, guys? If I'm wrong on that, and if Bitcoin does fall below those lows, then you can say to me, hey, you know what, Alessio, you got it wrong. And you know what? I'm going to put my hands up and say, yes, I got it wrong. All right. And here's the thing, guys. I understand that most of you are intelligent, sophisticated individuals, and you understand that trading and analysis is not about making predictions. Yes, occasionally we like to make predictions. And of course, just like everyone else, we want to be right on those predictions. But that's not what trading is about. As I have explained in previous videos, like for example this one, 5 words every Bitcoin investor must remember, I explained that trading is not about making predictions, but it's about finding high probability patterns and signals that show you what the highest probability outcome is. And as I explained in that video, markets can be cruel and merciless, because markets do not care about our predictions and they can do whatever they want. So if you think that we are making this video so we can feel great about our predictions, guess what? You'd be sadly wrong. If you want to be right about everything you say or about everything you do, then go and be a politician in Washington, D.C. Because those narcissistic people, they think they're right about everything, and they're not. And as I've explained in my previous videos, if I make a wrong call, and if I get it wrong, I do admit to it and I mention it in my videos. I consider it very important to be honest about our mistakes. So if we make a mistake, everyone can learn from it. But clearly there's some small-minded individuals. Again, I'm talking about this swipe right mentality generation of people who think like children. They don't have the patience to sit through a video. What they do is, instead of watching the whole video through, they scroll through it, try to find the best points or the good points in it or whatever, and they think they watched the entire video. And then they think they deserve to have an opinion on that video. And again, guys, if this is really our generation of tomorrow, then God help us all. Because if these small-minded, lazy people who cannot sit through a 5 to 10 minute video and yet they pretend they can hold Bitcoin forever, if this really is our future generation, then God help us all. We're seriously in big trouble, guys. But I know this does not apply to majority of my viewers. Majority of my viewers are great people, are intelligent people. And I know what I'm saying here does not apply to you. But sometimes it gets very frustrating when you get these small-minded, lazy people who don't watch the whole video, and then they twist what we say, they misconstrue and misinterpret it, and then they say, oh, so what you're really saying in your video is A goes up, B goes down. So whatever happens, you can say you got it right. Really? Is that what I said? Is that what I said in my previous video, that A goes up, B goes down, so whatever happens, I get it right? Well, sir, if you really thought that, then you did not watch the whole video through. Do me a favor and do everyone else a favor and go and watch someone else's video. I don't want you as a viewer and I don't want you as a subscriber. All right? Because you, sir, you have the mentality of a child, of a donkey. And again, that's not fair to donkeys and children. Children and donkeys are probably more smart than you, if you think that way, if you think that's what I said. In my previous video, I clearly said that I do not expect a move lower on Bitcoin. That the highest probability outcome was a move higher to complete the double bottom formation. All right? So why did I mention this potential possibility that it might fall below those lows? Because just like every intelligent and smart investor, we need to consider every situation. Just like a good pilot needs to consider what to do in a crisis situation. Anybody, not just the pilot, but anyone who does not consider what can happen, what could go wrong, and is not prepared for it, guess what? If you don't want to prepare yourself mentally and physically for the worst case scenario, if you don't even want to consider that, then sadly, you belong to the 95% of people out there who think just like that. And then when things go wrong, they blame everyone else except themselves. I'm making these videos, A, because it helps me, because I enjoy making them, and secondly, for the majority of you who understand that knowledge is power, and who understand that education and learning are actually things that make us stronger. Alright guys, so that's the end of my rant for today, and I want to apologize that this video was slightly different from my other videos, but I felt it needed to be said. I felt that I needed to voice my concerns about some specific individuals out there. I know that the majority of you understand the reason why I make these videos. It's always good to be better informed, to learn more information, and also to consider every situation. But what I always try to do my best in my videos is to point out to you what I consider to be the highest probability and the highest likely situation. And guys, you know what? If I get it wrong, I'll do my very best to own up to it, and I'll tell you when I'm wrong. Thank you very much indeed. I look forward to reading your comments. Bye for now. Alright guys, I hope this video has helped, and if it has, please give it a thumbs up, and also please remember to subscribe to our videos for future updates. Thanks a lot.